It is important to have an expert that's good at your home services. If you've got a garage door, if you've got appliances, these are very important components in your home that you want to make sure they're always up and running. Stay tuned, everybody. This is the Your Little Castle Show. Welcome everyone, the Your Little Castle Show. Yours truly, Carter Rethwish, aka Cardinal. We got the cowboy head in there. We have some. Most of our guests are familiar. You've seen me running around town a little bit doing the fun stuff. What is this cowboy thing all about? Well, I was in a bad accident, lucky to survive, and now we get to work with all kinds of leaders in our community. ABC said, "Hey, we think you should have a TV show here. Share what you do." So I said, "All right, let's highlight those leaders in our communities." After I found out how to produce a TV show. But I'm a computer nerd. Mom and Dad made me go to those computer classes just in case the professional baseball career didn't work out. With that, we've got somebody who got the business ownership bug at an early age. Welcome to the studio, Brendan Smith. He's the owner and president of ABS Home Services. 314-440-5132. Did I get that right?
Yes. Good to be here.
Welcome. Thanks for coming and joining us. With that, a shout out to our sponsors, Carroll House Furniture, because you like nice things in your little castle. With your new TV wall, we've got the 2x2. We used to have the 3x3. It was about 7 years old. One of our monitors was starting to periodically question whether it was going to start. I'm like, hey, let's see. Oh, we got the 0% financing. Hey, we can add to our system here and improve things. So welcome to the new and upgraded, as of 4 o'clock this morning, home, your little castle home, the home of Your Little Castle studio. So tell me, what led you to the garage door and appliances space, and why did you decide to make that a career?
Started out in doing those businesses, working for other corporations, other companies doing that service. As working for those places, I realized things that I liked about how they did business, things that I realized that I didn't like about how some of those places did business, how they treated customers or what they did. And I wanted to do better, and I wanted to take care of people in my community, in my neighborhood. And so I decided after a little bit of time of doing it for other people that I wanted to be out on my own and do my own thing.
There you go. Yeah, owning your own business. It's kind of the American dream. And you've done it now successfully going on. If you made it 20 years in business, you've been in actual business now for 20 years.
Yep.
For your own business. That you've made it by then, that's for sure, because they say if you make it 10, then you've done good to make it as a success. But if you're double that, then wow, you're really must be serving your customers well. What do you think it is that has led to your success?
A lot of it is the service we provide for people. Just honest, quality service that we're going to make sure that we're taking care of the customer as if they are friends, neighbors, families that a lot of them are, and that they're going to continue to call us back, which we do. A lot of our customers continue to call us back for everything we do in their home continually year after year, and refer us to their friends, family, and everything else because they trust us to take care of them. Yeah,
it is always good to get those callbacks because you're building that reputation. Word of mouth is the lifeblood of most small businesses. Now we've got this new interwebs thing and social media. We'll talk about that too. You've got a lot of good activity going there and a great looking website. 20 years of experience, but you say you started. How old were you when you first got started?
I was in high school and just out of high school when I first got my start actually working for Sears, now gone out of business.
Yeah.
But I started actually as a tools cashier and salesman for them. So,
okay.
And took all the shop classes in high school and learned a lot from my father growing up. And then as I got out of high school, I went into work for them as a in-store service tech and later a service tech. And then transitioned and went to trade school as a building services technician for commercial buildings.
There you go. That's a big commercial. Now you've got the gamut. So we'll talk about that too. We'll ask you about what you like about doing. You do both commercial and
we primarily focus all on residential now. Commercial is it's a whole nother level of things that are required for that kind of services. When I went out completely on my own, it was decided that, it was easier and more rewarding for me to deal with the homeowner than to deal with in a commercial.
Yeah, we all like to work with somebody who's actually got a stake in the place that you're working at because they're the owner of that home. That's where they raise the kids, and they need to have a garage door so they can get in. It's the biggest moving part of your home.
It
right?
is.
And you want to make sure it works. And if you can't, how many people have had a problem with their garage door? Like, I can't go anywhere. My car is now locked in the garage. And whether that's a spring, did you guys know there's giant springs? We talk about that, but I've dealt with a few of the problems as a homeowner. And wow, good, very important. And they talk about those doors. What's the average garage door? What does the average garage door weigh these days?
Usually going to start somewhere around 150 pounds, go up to somewhere 300 to 500 pounds, depending upon exactly what it is. Insulated door, windows, construction style, things like that.
Yeah, if they've got the insulated, non-insulated, and all those
Yep.
exciting things. And boy, it's a big upgrade. I had a tornado came through where I live, and they replaced all the stuff around the house. 2 of the siding walls, not all 4, but another discussion. But the garage door, man, and a buddy of mine owned the place, and he said, "I'm going to upgrade you to the insulated, no extra charge." And so it was nice. But that adds a lot of weight too. But it's worth it to have those kinds of garage doors.
It definitely adds value. It adds that additional thermal protection for inside of the garage to make sure that you're, not getting any of that heat or cold transfer from the outside coming into the garage. The big thing is if you have a non-insulated door, it's a steel door. It's a piece of 26, 24 gauge sheet metal. If it's hot outside, the metal heats up, it radiates it inside. If you got some insulation there, it helps protect it and then protect the things that you're storing inside of the garage.
There you go. Down to the gauge size. You can tell you've been doing this for a while. That's exciting to see somebody with the expertise you're bringing to the table. A little bit more about the success. I mean, you ran essentially solo for a long time and then decided, hey, want to take it to the next level. How long ago did you add some helpers, some technicians?
I've been adding technicians to myself started about 4 or 5 years ago, actually right during the COVID time frame.
Okay.
We had a contract at the time for a new construction builder that we were doing a lot of garage doors for them. So I added an installer and continued with them for a little while. I realized that new construction homes and track building wasn't what I wanted to focus on. A lot of the larger companies love that stuff because of the amount of teams that they have. But we wanted to focus more on custom homes and then individual services, direct to the homeowner themselves.
Okay, and you can actually, is it mostly repair or new or both, or what do you
Good
say?
combination of both. Yeah, replacement garage doors for people that are upgrading or damages or just old. You have your garage door, standard construction grade garage door that's put in a lot of new homes. Average lifespan is going to be somewhere 10 to 20 years.
Okay.
Just because they're not of the highest quality. They're eventually going to start to have issues of breaking down, bending, things like that. And we want to replace them with something that's of a better quality. And then that's usually the time people upgrade, get a different look, a different color. They want to make their house look better. Garage doors in that world is one of the biggest improvements you can make if you're selling your home or just even in your regular curb appeal is replacing that garage door. You change the color, you add windows, you change style. You live in a subdivision, you drive around and 90% of the subdivision's got the exact same color and style of door. Change one of those things up a little bit, makes you stand out, makes it look a little bit better, more presentable, and raises the value.
Yeah, I was going to say, a lot of upgrades you do to a home, bathrooms, kitchens, those kinds of things, but you do improve the value of your home a lot by increasing the quality of the garage door you've got too.
Yep. Again, you get that thermal protection if you're going insulated, things like that. But that big thing is that curb appeal. Real estate typically says, and we've got good blog information on our website about it and everything for realtors, that garage door improvements are typically one of the ones that you can get at least a dollar for dollar value increase when you're selling your home, if not more, depending upon what you do with it, because of the improvements that it makes and the aesthetics that it gives to the house.
Yeah, we're putting up on the screen there your website. We got carried away with our conversation there. We like to put that there. Beautiful looking website. I'm going to zoom back out to the wide shot there, but yeah, look at that. And Facebook to match, and looks like you guys are really on the ball with regard to your presence out there.
We want to make sure people can find information about us. My technicians are on there, so you know who's coming to your house, whether it's me or one of my technicians. And find some information about us, and then it's the digital kind of door knocking now. It's people go to call you, they get a reference, even if it's on Yelp or one of the other referral services, but they want to know something about the company. So they can go on the website, read about us, look at projects we've done, and see what's out there and how we can help them and who they're going to be dealing with.
Yeah, like it's a great looking website. I think I know the guys who've done your site, and very informative, and boy, you can really tell what's going on. You guys are on the ball there too. Same with your social media. I'll put that up on the wall for everybody to take a glance at. But yeah, great looking logos, just very direct and to the point, and a good following there, and a lot of good correspondence, if you will, posts that you've made available to share some of the information for people. Yeah, these days, if you get known for helping people and providing good information, then it turns into business, right? A good strategy. Always help people. We found out we both attended the same system of schools in the St. Louis area.
Yep.
The Green Park, you said?
So I went to Salem. My kids go to Green Park.
Right. Kids go to Great. Yeah, and I went to Christ Community Lutheran, and then the Lutheran schools are fun here in St. Louis.
Yes.
Good program. Tell me then a little bit about the team. You say you got 2 techs now?
I have 2 technicians
full time
now.
with you? And then...
Yep. I have Tyler and then Kevin. Kevin was a Marine, but it was also his father had an appliance service business, so he worked in it when he was young, and then when the Marines came back out, and then has continued in this as appliance service. So he's been doing it for about 15, 20 years. And then Tyler has been a garage door service tech for about 10 years now.
Okay, yeah. So it's good to have a team that's got the experience you're talking about there and to do a great job. But yeah, it was nice to add those 2 guys to the team and really now expand your business.
Yeah, definitely. And then again, one of our big things is to make sure that since I started this business on my own for so many years, I want to make sure that the guys that are in the field doing the work for me, they're doing the work that I expect to happen as if I was the one standing there doing the work, and that they're going to treat my customers the way that I want them to be treated and taken care of, and make sure the job is done right.
That's how you do it, everybody. You got to make sure the job is done right. That makes sense. But these days, you got to worry sometimes because we get these quick. Hey, I'm starting a company. I've got a ladder now. I'm a roofing expert. I love garages. But with your experience and your team, by combined experience, you're talking about another 30 years between those guys. 25. You're almost 50 years of experience.
Correct.
On your team.
Yes. Yeah. And then that the job done right is a big thing for us. Even my experience in working for larger corporations, larger companies, things like that, is that sometimes you lose control of quality and what's going on with the technicians in the field the larger you get. That's not always true. There may be some good companies that are large that are out there and they're doing a good job, but you never know what's going to happen with it. And that's something that we don't want to have. We want to stay small, local, and making sure that we're doing a good job for our customers because they are our neighbors, they are our community, and I want them to call me back again.
Yeah, it makes it a little easier when you can walk down the street and say hi to your neighbors that you've helped with the garage or appliance issue, and they're going to go, "Hey, how are you doing?"
Yeah, I was just at the General Grant car wash on Watson the other day, and sitting there waiting for my truck to get out of the car wash and everything. And customer we installed a garage door for, just he was coming in getting his car washed, and he looks over and he's like, "Brendan, you did my garage door like a year ago." I said, "Yes, we did." I said, "How's everything going?" "Oh, it's going good." I said, "Actually, we got to call you, have you come out, take a look at our dryer. It's having a little bit of trouble." We went out later that week and took care of his dryer for him.
There you go, everybody. Yeah, the dryer is another important appliance for the home. And what is the biggest issue you see with dryers typically?
Dryers usually is maintenance, making sure that you're cleaning the lint filters and taking care of them, cleaning out the dryer vent either yourself or if you call us, we can help clean them out for you also. Do that every year would be great. Every couple of years would be better. If you're not going to have it done on a regular basis, depends on the length of the run, things like that. But it's a big thing to really control your energy usage, whether it's gas or electric, how long it takes to dry clothes. So how long you can spend doing laundry. If you have dirty vents, you have dirty lint filters, dirty areas inside of the dryer that aren't allowing good airflow, it can easily double the time that the dryer takes to dry clothes.
Yeah, I had that conversation with my girlfriend, and I said, I think we need to clean out the lint tray filter, right, and catch up with that. What about your business here ultimately fuels your passion? Obviously, somebody sticks around doing this for 20 plus years.
I enjoy the work. I enjoy doing what I do. I enjoy the challenge of finding out what's going on with whatever the device is that I'm working on. That's just something that entertains me in my own mind. To figure out a problem and come up with a solution, and then getting the reward to myself of having a happy customer that we were able to take care of them and get it back up and working for them, and they're happy.
There you go. Yeah, it's all about making our clients, our customers happy, because that's what allows for a business to grow and bloom. And when you're doing good things to help people, then you've got that's called a business, right? With that, we're going to show off your your Google reviews. 4.9, 77 reviews. I'll start right here at the top. I'm just going to grab this one. Great experience. Arrived promptly and fixed my garage door, which wasn't opening. The garage door is now fixed and way quieter than it was before. I definitely be having them back for our maintenance and an upgrade when it is time to insulate my garage. And the reviews just go on like that. How does that make you feel to have so many people saying such nice things about you?
Great. I say, whether it's myself that was out there or one of my teammates, because I still work in the field because I enjoy my work. It's good to hear those good reports, and sometimes they don't even end up on the website or on Facebook or anything else like that. We had a customer that we helped out as an older gentleman that's in a wheelchair, has a hard time taking care of things, used to be an electrician, could do a lot of things around his own house, but now he's not able to. So he's been a customer of mine for a better part of 10 years now. We went out and replaced his kitchen faucet for him just because he needed to get taken care of. The old one was falling apart and not working. He called me the following day after my tech was out there and was just raving for 5 minutes. Oh, the technician did such a great job. He got in, got everything taken care of and cleaned up. And I just said, that's great. I love hearing about the good things that are going on. You don't have very many complaints, hardly at all, but those are always going to hear. But it's good to hear the times when the customers are really, really happy about it, because most people don't take the time to do that because they just move on with their life. They got other things to do. But it's nice when people are able to share those with us.
Yes, we do. If you ever do get somebody who's got an issue, it always sticks out in our mind. But yeah, it's good to see that overall, obviously, good response from everybody. And you're based out of Afton, but service the whole St. Louis area, obviously?
Yeah, based out of Afton, service all the greater St. Louis area, so out into the top of or edge of St. Charles area, and then all the way down into Festus, Jefferson County.
There you go, serving our St. Louis community. With that, we're going to share some fun we've had out in the community. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be back here in just a couple minutes. Here we are, everybody, the Rawlings Westport Plaza, the big screen outside. Ozzie Smith was just here, signed autographs. Our buddy, Ed Wheatley, who was just on the show. There we go. There's Ed right there. Hey, Ed. There's Tracy, got his book. We're inside. This is where it all was happening just minutes ago. You can see here it is. There's Ozzie, got his picture right down here, you can see. And this is the Rawlings experience. We just took a bunch of pictures here, put a post up about it, but it's quite the establishment and all the history of Rawlings sports, Rawlings gloves. They've got a batting cage up here. This is quite the establishment. If you're looking for anything to do with baseball, especially its finest in the field gloves. But check it out, there's your batting cage, and here's the whole layout. So we hope you check out Rawlings here. They have everything you can imagine you would ever need if you're interested in learning about baseball and want to get a baseball glove. Finest in the field, the Cardinal Cowboy. Stay tuned, everybody. It's Cardinal Cowboy. Giddy up.
His name is Carter Rethwich, but in St. Louis, he's known as the Cardinal Cowboy. He's a well-known fixture in the stands at sporting events in the Gateway City. He's one of its greatest cheerleaders, a super fan like no other. When he makes his rounds at almost every home game, he shares his love for sports with the rest of fandom with a smile, a cheer, some positive encouragement, and lots of selfies and pics. But the Cardinal Cowboy was born of a tragic incident. Rethwich was an aspiring athlete in high school and college. He dreamed of playing in the big leagues, but those dreams ended when he and 3 of his college friends were hit with a devastating crash by a 5-time drunk driver. One of his best friends died. Carter suffered a critical head injury. The trauma put him in a coma for 6 days. The doctors said he was never expected to function again. Those expectations never came true. He fought back and finished college. He was determined to prove the doctors wrong. Among other inspirations, it was his love of baseball that kept him going. And from his near-death experience, the Cardinal Cowboy emerged. His goal in life became to inspire others with positivity despite the odds, to help people believe in themselves and achieve their dreams.
So after my coma, I realized that it was up to me if I was going to accomplish my goals, if I was going to reach my dreams. Despite what the naysayers would say, the people that were discouraging me, like they do everyone, it's up to me if I'm going to make it. Don't listen to the naysayers. It's up to you. You decide whether you're going to succeed, whether you're going to reach your goals. Dream, and then always, always chase your dreams. Never give up. Giddy up. So we're hearing all the time now why people need to be on our show. And it's pretty obvious. These days, the stats are proven. If you're going to get people's attention, you've got to get them with video. Google loves video. YouTube, obviously, is where you put your videos, and it's just a no-brainer. The problem is, until we kind of put together this whole format, there's no other way to get this kind of quality for the cost we put together. Because I'm a computer nerd, because I figured out how to automate, systematize, we've systematized this. Mom and Dad made me go to computer classes just in case the professional baseball career didn't work out. And so we started off doing one show, then 2 shows, then 3 shows, and then we had to jump to 5 shows a week just to fill the demand, because here you get a professional video that looks dynamite, that'll let your business really showcase what they do, and you don't have to spend $10, $15, $20, $30,000 to do it. So if you'd like to be on the show, get a hold of us and understand these stats. When you're on a show like this, when you put this on your website, you're going to decrease your bounce rate by 34%. You're going to increase your close rate, your conversion rate, by up to 80%. We have clients tell us they get 25% more closed deals because of the show. They track this. They can speak to that. And you're going to just get an overall boom for your business. You've got to do video. If you don't do it through us, do it somewhere. Do it yourself. Do it, but do it professionally. Don't make your business look worse. Make your business look better. This video can be used for up to 7 years. We have clients, we did an interview with them 2020. It's 2026. They have made over $360,000 by using our video. They came back to do it again. So get a hold of us. Jump on here. Go to bigleagues.com. That's BIGG leagues.com. Or call us or text us right there, the phone number you see there. And we look forward to having you on our show. Stay tuned. Giddy up. So there you have it. A lot of fun we get to enjoy in our community, and working with a lot of the leaders here making a difference there. Ed Wheatley's book there is kind of neat. Ed's well connected in the Cardinal realm, and has introduced me to some high up people there that I got to talk to. And a lot of people are familiar with the new general manager the St. Louis Cardinals have. But with that, I'm a numbers guy. I'm a computer nerd. I get into the study of the data, and I get into it and I say, hey man, let's do a little cost analysis. And so many people can try to fix their own garage. You're trying to do a spring. I just saw the guy doing the spring. I had a spring break, and then the process to do that, and the torque and everything. These are things you don't want to try to do yourself. Tell me why it's necessary, why you recommend somebody calls an expert like you to do that kind of work.
The biggest thing is going to be safety. That spring, again, we're talking about a few hundred pounds worth of tension on that spring. If you don't know what you're doing and you're not using a safe process for it, you can very easily injure yourself, damage your car, your garage, do bigger things to what's going on there. And then in the appliances, it's electrical safety. There's, you have gas appliances here in St. Louis area. We've got gas dryers, gas stoves, all those kind of things. You want to make sure that you don't have water leaks. Knowing and having that experience to do something and make sure that you're doing it right and safe is a real big thing. Yeah,
but nobody wants to start a fire because they didn't pay attention to the gas line in particular. That's an important thing. Or water running all over the place and have a bunch of water damage because it might be covered by the insurance company, but it's just better to avert all that to begin with.
Well, and it's a big hassle. I always kind of warn everybody with appliances. I know it's convenient. I try to say, if you're not home, try not to run some of the appliances. Don't start your dryer and walk out the door. Don't start your dishwasher and leave. Those are sources of heat, water, things like that. And something goes wrong, and we're a little jaded because we see it on a weekly basis.
Right.
But if you're not there to stop it, then it becomes a bigger problem. And yeah, insurance will cover a lot of it and take care of repairs, but the inconvenience of dealing with it, of getting your house ripped apart, to get your kitchen put back together after you've had a big water flood or something like that, is more of a pain than what it was to just wait an extra 2 hours to start the dishwasher till you're around
right.
and the thing's running.
When you get home. Yeah, I studied that a little bit because we have in Airbnb, and I looked up, like, is it safe to run the dryer when you're not home? Yeah, kind of agree. You shouldn't. They recommend.
I mean, the devices are all designed to be safe and have thermostats and other safety devices built into them to try to protect and make sure that we don't have a problem. But in the end, like anything in life, we want to be as safe as we can, and the biggest safety we can have is ourselves.
Right. Yeah. So, yes, you should, as a homeowner, take responsibility for your appliances and garage doors, and if you've got the 3-car garage or the 2-car garage or whatever you got, man, it just make sure you're maintaining those properly too. Which leads me to, why should somebody choose you? Obviously, you've got the expertise. Tell me a little bit about what sets you apart.
Again, the biggest thing is just that, honest, local, and quality service that they're going to get from us, and that whenever they need something, they're going to call and they're going to get me. If they want to talk to me, that's fine. They can talk to me. If they have questions about it, we try to help out with people when they call in with issues and see if there's a few things that we can identify for people that they might even try on their own if they're having a problem with something. We have customers that call in, my washing machine just quit working entirely. It's, what do you think's going on with it? Can you guys get a service call, come out and take a look at it? And my first question, and a lot of times if you're dealing with a larger company and you have just simply an answering service, they're just going to say, yeah, what's your name, address? We'll send a technician out there. I always go, well, do you have power? Is there power at the outlet there? Wherever the washing machine's plugged into, unplug it and plug in a lamp. Does it turn on? And amazingly, so many times customers call back and they go, oh, well, I don't have any power at that outlet. Okay, see if there's a GFI tripped or a breaker tripped or something.
Right.
And save them a service call fee calling us out to walk out there and go, yeah, breaker's tripped, it's tripped,
Simple for repair, yeah, it's just some basic.
Build value with them, and, the people are very grateful when you give them that kind of help for simple things that a homeowner should be able to work through and, help out if they have a little bit of guidance on it versus just scheduling something, showing up, and then having to charge them for the time.
Right. That's great, man, because when you're just going a little bit above and beyond. You talked about the continuing education. There's not any, you don't become a licensed garage door installation tech, right? But like years of experience, I think that's something to keep in mind. And when you hire somebody, how long have they actually been doing this and what certifications do they have? But you talked about continuing education from your manufacturers that you represent and that you refer.
Yep. So there is training services out there through like IDA, International Door Association, things like that, which we participate in and are working to get their certifications, but they're all private certifications. There's nothing that's specific to Missouri or St. Louis in general for that kind of service as they would with like a plumbing mechanical license or something along those lines. But we do continuing education with the manufacturers of our garage doors and our openers. So LiftMaster, Chamberlain, all the different garage door manufacturers about what's changing, what's working, what do we need to do to work through what's going on with them and to make sure again that we're doing it safe and a proper repair.
There you have it, everybody. An expert in the home services realm, ABS Home Services, serving the greater St. Louis area for over 20 years. abshomeservice.com, 314-440-5132. We're going to have Brendan stick around for another half an hour. Stay tuned. This is the Your Little Castle Show.